Rolling.
Hello everyone. Welcome to a park. We're sat next to a lizard. It's headed
People's
this
Park.
way. Yeah,
We got a blanket.
we did. We'll see what we go through for you guys.
We're finally spending some of that money that you've all given us.
Yeah.
$150. Oh no, $200
Yeah.
for a glorified tablecloth.
It is lovely outside, isn't
Yeah.
it?
So introduce this park. Give us your best like YouTube spiel if you were on a real YouTube video.
Well, it's a park. This is, I guess, the equivalent of like Central Park in New York.
It's probably one of the less famous parks, like Taichung Park, or Central Park in Taichung might be Central Park in Taichung.
Well, yeah, but I mean, I just mean it's Central Park as in like the shape of it is sort of this long rectangle, and then these rich people with their buildings look down on it, you know.
Yeah, I guess.
I bet you it would cost a pretty penny to rent them.
That's where Aki lives, Acacia and her
Oh,
boyfriend.
really? The lawyers?
The the solicitor and I think she was qualifying. But her parents live in that building, yeah.
Dang, fancy.
I think they're pretty well off. But yeah, I guess it's in the Lani area, the fancy area of Taichung. And it's where they have like all of the events, such as Compass Fest, which is like a food music festival. We came to a festival last week here. After we filmed the podcast last week, you came and bought your microphone, and then we
Oh, yeah.
came to the weirdest festival ever.
It's so weird. I also have to buy a wind guard for that microphone.
A proper dead cat.
Yeah.
How did your sponsored video go?
I don't know. I sent it in on Friday, and they haven't said anything. I just like, here's the first draft, no subtitles, and they don't say anything. They never do.
I sent my Emma video in, and I was like, I really like this video. I think it's going to do really well. And they were like, yeah, we like it. And then it did really shit. And I was like, fuck. But anyway. No, I mean, how was the filming? How was everything? How was the process?
I bought a microphone to film it, and it ended up being unbelievably sensitive to wind. Like, the thing that comes with the microphone isn't for wind, it's for like pop, pop, pop.
Yeah.
That sound that can kind of become harsh. I couldn't believe, like, it was a bit windy, but it wasn't like, you wouldn't, it
Like
was,
an iPhone would have been better for the microphone.
yeah, and usually with wind noise, you can still hear the audio, but there's wind noise over it. This
Yeah.
completely cuts the audio.
Oh,
Like, it's
okay.
with the wind.
Did you do any Googling?
No, fuck no.
No.
I'm just gonna go buy a dead cat and hope the wind noise goes away completely.
Oh, okay.
It should do.
Yeah. That's the Potato Jet does it all the time. Like, does like a comparison. This is with the dead cat. This is without the dead cat, and
Oh yeah.
it's completely different.
Yeah. I feel like I wasted a whole day today. Did fucking nothing.
You're
I
working,
should have went
right?
outside. Yeah, I know. But then after this, I got nothing to do.
Shopping for a dead cat.
Which is weird because I'm normally so busy. But then, because I was supposed to release.
Oh,
a
you're
video
being
this
serious? I
weekend.
thought you were being sarcastic.
Oh. No, I was supposed to release a video this weekend. I was hoping, because this is supposed to be a rush job. They really wanted it done quick.
Yeah.
So I finished it in 2 days. Like
Yeah.
on top of my normal job. Sent it in. Said nothing. I'm like,
What
I
do
need
you
a
want? What
good
do you want? You
video.
want fucking appreciation. You did a good job, bro.
No, I need them to tell me to do the subtitles so I could release this goddamn video. I'm down a video this week.
Yeah.
And I don't want to, I have one in the backlog, but I don't want to release it just in case the next day they're like, okay, yeah,
What's in the backlog? Are your?
it's a random vlog.
Oh, okay.
I really should have filmed the video today, but I don't really have any ideas.
I did a video yesterday, which I'm really happy with. Number one, because I came up with it in like 30 seconds. I went to a night market last night, and it was the busiest night market I've ever been to. Like, completely chock.
I drove through it, and it was like, is it the one on Tianjin?
No. That
different
was where I
one.
did the Emma video for
Yeah.
Eddie and Lauren. Now this one's down in East District. It's called Hanxi Night Market, and it was like every aisle was completely packed. You can't move, and like people are like not moving this way, not moving that way, and it's like anyway. Gridlocked. So then Karen drove me there, and then she went to her sister's, and I had a look around thinking of video ideas, and I was like, you know what, I'm not even going to make a video here. It's impossible to film anything. But then I noticed there was some stalls with massive queues, and then there were some stalls with 0 queues. So I was like, well, I'm going to make a video. Like, is it worth eating the food from the stalls with no queues? Like,
Yeah.
what's the title I came up with? 没有排队的食物. like the food without a queue is not good to eat.
Oh, that's hitting the core of Taiwanese culture right there.
Exactly right. So then I filmed it, and I think I did an okay job of it. And then Ku's video came out, so I messaged him about his video. And then I said, I've just filmed a video at the night market with, told him the title. He said, fuck man, we're planning that. Like him and his team are actually planning to do that video like in the next couple of weeks.
Nice. So you're like gold.
Yeah,
I told you about it first. Fuck you.
Yeah, I was like, I made sure that I got it on a screenshot, the date and stuff. But of course, it depends on how I edit it and tell the story and stuff. But I think it will be good. But I didn't like plan it. So like, the foods are it was just random. Whatever foods there was no queue for.
You feel the wind right now a little bit. My microphone would pick that up.
Oh, that's shit. That's the dead cat problem then. Because it's a vlogging microphone.
I know, and I'm like, it's shit at vlogging. I could use none of the clips I actually used. But anyways.
So what's your theme of the video? What's your content?
I don't know. I just went there and like, because the thing is like, I'm pretty sure the government's like, okay, we need more tourism. And so they give a county a budget, like they just throw money at them.
And
then
each county has its own tourism board.
Okay, so maybe it's not on a federal level, but they're getting money somehow.
Yeah.
And then they go, okay, make tourism happen. And so someone gets a bunch of money and doesn't give a fuck about the actual tourism or if it's fun or even worth going to. And they just think of like the dumbest shit that no one wants to see, but they don't give a fuck, right? Because they just get all this money. And so it's all the domestic tourism is so fucking boring. It's so weird. It's so weird. Because it's like
the Salt Mountain. That was one of your first sponsored videos, right?
It was, I think, the first sponsored one. Yeah.
The Salt Mountain, and you had a fake girlfriend for the day.
Yeah.
Did you have a fake girlfriend in this one?
Yes. Why do they keep doing that? It's so weird. And like, I think because a lot of the domestic tourism in Taiwan is elderly people. They take bus tours.
Yeah.
And they just take them to the weirdest places. A lot of it's just for IG.
Yeah.
A lot of Instagram photos. But I don't know, and it's like, I can't figure out where they're going or what they're trying to do. So, but some of it was kind of cool. Like I went to this Aboriginal cultural center where they teach you about the clothes and
you culturally appropriated a lot of Japanese people.
A lot of that, and Aboriginal people. Like they're not on that level of progressiveness, I guess. I made my own lip chat from beeswax. That was actually pretty cool. But then everyone, like a bunch of Taiwanese people, are like, "You're going to go promote Pingdong tourism by wearing Japanese clothes? Like what?" But
that ties into what we've said so many times about how much Taiwanese people love Japan.
Yeah.
Like they think anything to do with Japan is worth.
Well, I think it strikes the heart of the problem in my last video where, okay, you give the government a bunch of money and they have to try and make tourism. Well, now they're trying to find something Taiwanese to promote. And there just isn't anything. And so they just make shit up, which is fine because you have to do something.
Yeah.
And so maybe therein lies the creation of the Taiwanese identity by just creating something for tourism. But they just make it up.
Yeah.
Like I'm pretty sure 90% of those Aboriginal villages and stuff made it up. Like, oh, here's an Aboriginal dance we do. It's like, you made that up. Like you hired a choreographer.
No, I've been to Lanyu, the Orchid Island, and they do it. They do it just for themselves.
I think, yeah, maybe the islands a little bit, but I think the ones that are set up for tourism, you know, it's like you made that shit up.
I'm not so skeptical.
You know.
I think it is, like, you only have to go to England to see people Morris dancing. Do you know what's Morris dancing?
No, is that like a river dance?
Oh my God, it's the funniest thing. It's like they all wear bells on their legs and their hands, and they have sticks, and it's guys in like really short shorts, and like it's almost like lederhosen, but it's not lederhosen, it's like dungarees, and they have a maypole. They dance around the maypole with the string coming from the pole, and then they hit their sticks together and hit their bells together. Ding, 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 ding.
Okay, yeah, I kind of.
And people genuinely do it. It's a little bit like what we were talking about last week, like having a hobby. That's some people's hobby is Morris dancing. Some people's hobby is Aboriginal dancing.
I guess
they must look at us and say, like, you know, we maybe not as much now, but like go out Friday, Saturday night, get absolutely fucked off our faces in a club or in a bar, throwing darts at a dartboard, and they might be like, what the fuck are those people doing? Like, why do they fucking wait? Yeah, like, you made that up. You made that sport up. No one goes to a bar and drinks beer and throws sticks in a circle with numbers on it.
I'm fucking convinced, man. I think it's like, it's a ploy for faux marketing, faux tourism.
But then,
Like-
just to go back to what you were saying about like the budgets for it, I do wonder, like,
They're way too high.
that's insane. Like, I don't want to say too much about how much we get paid, but like, just give that money to the stops. Like,
Yeah.
like, am I really going to raise a few thousand US$ from this video? But then
No.
again, it must work because
Well, I think it's not. They're not trying to get a monetary return on it. I think it's just to raise awareness of these places that exist. But actually, I don't even think that. I think it's just someone told someone they need tourism. The guy went, "Oh, all right," and
Yeah.
money, and then no one cares really or is keeping track of where the money is going.
the amount of people that work in marketing, like the way, like we've got a friend, the girl who used to work at Vendors. I don't know if you said her name on the channel before. The
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
she works in marketing in Taipei, and she's messaged me a few times. Like, she's worked with YouTubers, like Taiwanese YouTubers, and she'll be like, "This is their price, and do you think it's worth it?" And then she'll show me their views for their video, and like maybe she's paid them like 30,000, 40,000, like $1,000 or $1,500 for a video with like 6,000 views on it, and I'm like,
Whoa.
it's not worth it. But can you measure it by how much they sell, or how many tickets they sell, or how much tourism comes in, or whatever? Or do you measure it by awareness? Like, and she's also like,
No, I don't think anyone's measuring it. I think the
They have to
marketing
do
department.
reports. They have to do
Yeah, but I think
reports.
the marketing gets a bunch of money from the government, and then someone says, "All right, 30,000." They go, "Yeah, all right." They
That's
don't
the
care.
price. Yeah, that's the-
what else are they going to spend it on? They got to spend it on something, and they just have to tell the government that they spent it on something.
yeah, definitely. And that there's a certain case for, and this happens in every department of government. If you don't spend your budget this year, then you don't get the same amount next year.
Yeah, they just like, okay, that's savings for the government.
Yeah. So, but then the other thing I wanted to mention was girls like her. I think that her salary is probably like 40 or 50,000 NT, like maybe at the most $2,000 a month, and she's then seeing that a YouTuber is getting paid that for one video,
One video, yeah, that takes you like a week to do.
and then there's not really pressure or anything on the YouTuber, because it's like, if it doesn't get views, it doesn't get views. That's the chance you
Yeah,
take.
I got paid anyway. I don't
Yeah.
give a fuck. Yeah, so I don't know. I can look at Pingdong County, which is a great county. It's really beautiful. And so, again, not all their ideas are bad. I thought quite a bit of it was cool, but I'm like, man, there's some really cool shit you could do here
Yeah.
that internationally people would love. But again, they don't care, so it's fine. Like, it's just not something they care about. It's not something Taiwan needs. I
Yeah.
couldn't believe how many people agreed with me on my video. That I still can't believe it did that well.
Which one?
It's
Or
no
why
one
people
comes to
don't
me.
come here.
Yeah,
You were on Reddit.
yeah, seen that. Yeah,
Did Dion send it to you?
yeah,
I hate it when people send me stuff like that. I'm like, oh fuck, what is it? What is it? Oh, thank fuck, it's Prozzy.
yeah.
And it wasn't even that bad. It was just some
It was just some top comments. said
mouth
something
breather
stupid.
saying like
Yeah, I don't care.
that you went through a red light or something on your video,
I didn't go through a red light.
or you ran a.
No, it's just my driving is like a little bit Taiwanese, and it's like, well, yeah. I don't
gotta-
want to be the pigeon in the bat cave.
Yeah.
So did you want to talk about weddings? We didn't get to talk about weddings last
Oh
time.
yeah. Well, funnily enough, because you just mentioned Pingdong, I've been in. Oh yeah, special delivery, Uber Eats. We got our bubble milk tea.
This happens all the time at parks.
Yeah, random chicks
You
just
just sit here and then they,
bring you a bubble milk tea.
yeah.
There you go. Do you drink bubble milk tea?
Yeah.
Okay.
Thanks. Why? I quit booze. I didn't.
Yeah, we can talk a little bit about weddings, because I also got invited yesterday by the same girl. She's having two weddings. She had one wedding in Jianghua, where she lives, and then she's having another one in Pingdong, which I think you should definitely come to, because it's going to be an Aboriginal wedding.
Oh, did she marry an Aboriginal guy?
Yeah. He's a
okay.
firefighter, actually.
Damn.
But yeah,
We should call George.
why?
Didn't he invite us to he's like, oh, come for an Aboriginal wedding, remember? Although he was in Kaohsiung, but still pretty close.
George.
Mhm.
I didn't know one George.
That's good. Good amount
Yeah.
of sugar.
She doesn't get. Whenever you ask a Taiwanese girl to buy you bubble milk tea, they never get you like. They get you like salt, like the least amount of sugar.
Sugar, yeah, I hate that. Give me the fucking sugar.
And I say bantang, like half sugar, and they're like, oh, tai tian le ba, too sweet. I'm like, fucking, I want something sweet.
Yeah.
Like, anyway.
The guy, he's the guy we did the sponsor video in Maolin. George.
The Australian guy.
Yeah.
Or Australian accent guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been around.
We haven't mentioned the lizard yet. People have probably been focused on that lizard for the past like 20 minutes we've been talking.
Yeah.
This
I was
park,
gonna take a photo, but my phone's fucked.
this park has an animal Sunday, so like people bring their dogs for a meetup. I was gonna bring Cooper and Nana once and do some videos with them and try and do some like Chinese challenges or something. Anyway, yeah, weddings. I interviewed a Polish girl on Tuesday, and she got married in Poland to a Taiwanese guy. And I said to her, did you have a Taiwanese wedding? She's like, no, we had a proper Polish wedding. We drink vodka and dance for 12 hours.
Jesus
And
Christ.
20 Taiwanese people came came from Taiwan to Poland, like all of her in-laws and stuff. And she said by like midnight, 1 o'clock, they were like done. They were like, all the Taiwanese people went home and the Polish people stayed up until like 5, 6 o'clock in the morning, like, oh fucking hell, I saw that shadow moved, I thought it was the lizard.
Yeah.
And her, like, even her husband on his own wedding night was completely fucked on vodka because he can't say no. And the father-in-law was like, kept pouring in vodka and he was like, just not saying no. And then I said like, well, in Taiwan, it's like so regimented. You've never been to a Taiwanese wedding? It's so regimented. Like every wedding starts at 12 o'clock in the afternoon on the Saturday or the Sunday and finishes at 3 o'clock. And that's it.
So lame.
It's just done.
That's like a way out.
It's exactly.
They happen in the same area, it's the same buildings as Weya.
Yeah,
They rent them for weddings in Weya.
It's a banquet hall, and they make so much money. Like each table costs like 10 to 15,000 NT, and then you'll get like judged massively by the guests on the level of the food. If the food is not good, then the whole wedding is shit.
I reckon caterers, that's what they're called. People who cook the food, I bet you they make fucking bank.
Well,
If you've got a good reputation.
it's all in the one thing. Like you go to the wedding venue and say we want 10 tables or 50 tables, and we want to spend Yuan or 10,000 or 20,000 per table, and then you just pay and it's done. They provide an MC or a host. They hook you up with the dresses and stuff, and it's all like so corporate, I guess. Is that the word? Like, there's no feeling. I mean, of course, it's someone's wedding, so they have their feelings and they have their special day.
Yeah.
But there's no individuality at all. Like,
It's like a cookie cutter.
if you go to one Taiwanese wedding, you've been to every Taiwanese wedding.
Yeah, that's true.
There was
They must look at like white girls getting married in fucking barns in Wisconsin and be like,
I was just about to say,
fuck is that?
we got married in a, what do they call it? In our South African wedding. Oh, it's a lapa. A lapa is like a thatched roof. But it's not a barn, but it's like you'd call it a
a
barn.
hobbit hole.
Yeah. And it's exactly what we had. Like 30 people, very small. We danced and drank all night. There was like giraffe and rhinos like on the farm, like outside, and it was like my uncle and aunt. They came from England to South Africa. They still talk about it. They're like, that was the most amazing, beautiful wedding they've ever been to. South Africa is the most beautiful country, and there was individuality to it. But yeah, Taiwanese people must look at that and be like, no, I think they'll be jealous. I think they'll be like I even watched a TV show with Karen last night or the other night, and there was kids on a swing in their garden, like they have the back garden. There's like
Right, yeah.
and she was like, "Is it really like that in America?" And I was like, "Yeah. You have a garden where you play." And it's like, "Is it not just in the movies?" I was like, "No, that's exactly what it's like." So they all live in these apartment buildings, and they look at just a simple back garden swing set and a slide as like the dream, or like unbelievable. It must only be in the movies. I was like, no, we've got like my dad's got a massive garden with a barbecue and a hot tub, and the kids have got a slide, and
It really does make you appreciate where you're from, because I think that a lot of people complain, myself included, like the way that we build residential areas in the West right now is really fucking dumb.
What do you
like
mean?
Very car central.
Oh yeah.
It's just kind of dumb, but like growing up, it's quite nice, but you kind of take it for granted when you move here. Like last night I went to a Christmas party. It was a late Christmas party because my boss got COVID, so we had to delay it. And she's got a fantastic house.
You went to her house?
Yeah, like all the staff went to her house. She's got like a $28 million home. NT.
Wow.
And it's beautiful. And we're walking around. And
But
everyone's
$28 million is
it's all the way up in Townsend, though.
oh, okay. Well, it's still a million US dollars.
Is it?
Yeah.
$1 million US.
Well, Sanchez one is 30 million is a million US,
Yeah. Well,
which is what you pay for one of these apartments.
Yeah, but
but
this
like
is like
in-
a
in
6-story house with an elevator.
Yeah,
in it.
in the countryside, that's a big house.
And yeah, and everyone's looking at it, but even in the back of my head, I was like, it's still not. I mean, it's a nice house. Don't get me wrong, but it's like, there's still no garden. There's still no,
Yeah.
there's still no like, just the stuff that we take for granted for. They have a dishwasher. This was the first time I've seen a dishwasher in Taiwan. A proper pull-down dishwasher.
Oh, I thought you meant like a person that washes the dishes.
Yeah, the wife. Yeah.
You can see me thinking of how I was going to make that into a joke.
Yeah.
What do you do when your dishwasher breaks down? Send it to a therapist.
Yeah, how do you
give
turn
her
your
a ki-
dishwasher into a snowblower? You throw her a shovel.
So what happened at the party? Was there like a set of games or
Just
a
like
structure?
a secret Santa, and a lot of my coworkers have kids. But it was really nice. It was like you could definitely see why they have that, and like the closeness of the staff, and it's just kind of nice because no one has like a big family where you can go to for Christmas, so it's nice to go there. And it really did feel like a Christmas party back home.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, it was good. It was
Did you
a
buy a
good time.
Nerf gun for the Secret Santa?
I did.
Oh, what a gosh, so good.
Yeah.
What one did you get?
I got a massage gun.
No, which Nerf
Which
gun?
Nerf gun? Oh,
Yeah.
I don't know. I told Gloria to get it.
Oh, fuck. Did you get an actual Nerf gun? Or like an off-brand one?
I don't know. It said Nerf on it.
Oh, okay, that's fair enough.
Yeah.
How much is it?
Don't know. Told Gloria to get it.
Did she pay?
Well, I'll give her money. But I
Oh,
haven't.
okay.
But it was good. And then the night before that, we had another staff party, but at Frank. And that was cool.
Oh, okay.
But yeah,
Was everyone hammered?
completely fucked.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Even the people with kids?
Oh yeah, especially the people with kids. It's like, it really makes me not want to have kids when I talk to people with kids. All they do is bitch and moan about being parents or being married.
Yeah.
And it's like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, I mean, I get it. You can find yourself miserable, but Jesus Christ. Like, is there any joy in your life, or is it all just bitching and like, I suppose that's what people with kids and when they all get together, that's what they do, is they come together and complain about their things that they have in common, I guess. But holy shit, I was like, I was upstairs on the roof. They have like a nice little outdoor seating area with a barbecue, really nice view and all that. And so I sat out there talking to some coworkers, and like a few of the dads came up,
Yeah.
and I was like, and you could just see they're just trying to get away from their wife and kids. Like, it's just, I don't know. Like, I think one day I'd like to be a father, but not. You could just tell that was way too soon for a lot of people. Way too soon.
Yeah, especially in Taiwan, it's a different kettle of fish as a foreigner, especially if you're a foreigner or in a mixed relationship. There's so many more factors to play into it.
The in-laws and all that.
I think that's a massive part of the reason why me and Amor didn't work. I mean, there's obviously other reasons, but like, there's just no support. Like, there's no grandparents, there's no aunts and uncles, you can't like count on someone to come over and give you a night off. It was like, for the first year, it was like, this is it now. Like, I know that, and again, made the decision to have a kid, so it's not complaining, but it's intense. It's like, and it's not like a YouTube channel where like, okay, my YouTube channel is very important, but if I fuck it up, I can make other plans to, get money. So there's a lot of pressure on that. But if you fuck it up with a baby, it dies. Like, you know what I mean? It's like,
yeah, there's real repercussions.
It's life and death whether you actually make it work.
I also think, like, when you hear in the news of like some mom that like beat her son to death or something, and it's like, oh, how could she do that? What an evil person! It's like,
Some
how
mums in the
could
world.
you not? Like,
Yeah, I think there's a lot of mums around the world are like,
yeah. I've been there. Yeah. Like, I don't know.
We call it shaken baby syndrome or something.
Yeah,
It's-
SID, sudden infant death syndrome.
Oh no, that's cot death. That's sudden infant death syndrome. That's where they just die in the middle of the
Yeah,
night.
there is another shaky one. Yeah, if you shake an infant too hard, it dies.
You have to get the perfect level of shaking so it just stops
Yeah.
crying.
Although I should say not everyone's like that. Like Dion, we met him, spoke nothing but golden words for his son. He's so proud of his son. He's so
Yeah,
happy.
but I think his son is teenager, so I'm sure Dion had like tough. I'm sure everyone goes through.
Yeah, he probably beats his kid.
No, but I mean like, once your kid starts to do stuff, that's when you get like the pride. Like when your kid's 0 to 5 years old, you're getting zero feedback.
Yeah.
They do like you like do something, provide some entertainment or some pride to this family, like. Well, then when they go to school and they start getting reports and they start playing sports and like when William hits his first run at cricket, it's like it's not worth all the millions of dollars that I've spent, but like it's close.
You'd put him back in the womb for all that money. Jeez.
Yesterday, she sent me a video of him doing his first high jump. Man, I've got to show it to you. It is the best high jump you've ever seen in your whole life.
Is it like going a blooper wheel?
Yeah. He just runs it. He runs, and you know you're supposed to turn and go
How
backwards.
did you have such an athletically untuned
He's gonna
child?
Oh fucking hell! It's right there.
Yeah, there's a big lizard in front of us.
Yeah.
Like you grew up pretty athletic. You grew up playing sports. You like sports.
His mom is super sporty.
Yeah. How did he get none of your genes?
His uncle. It's just like his uncle Nick. His uncle is not useless. He's just got his own.
Uncoordinated.
He's just a geek. He's a nerd.
Maybe he needs glasses. No hand-eye coordination.
No, it's not that. It's just. Amor likes to blame it on Taiwan, like giving him sort of like, not giving him balance and proprioceptive awareness when he was younger. But he's just not sporty. But he runs at this, and it's like, it's probably about the crash mat is like this big.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like 10 centimeters above the crash mat. And he just runs and poof, he runs into it.
Jesus.
And Amor sent me the like a 2-second clip, like just dum, dum, and then she's like, yesterday's high jump.
Somebody
told me. Yeah.
I used to love high jump.
I was one of the best in my year at school. We used to, like at lunchtime in summer, we would go and do extra high jump.
Yeah.
And then there was one guy called David Byrne, an absolute, like, really nice guy. But he was in our friend, like on the outskirts of our friends group. And he said, "Yeah, I'll come and I'll do some high jump at lunchtime." So we were in the gym and there's no teachers around. And he's just watching what everyone's doing. And like, if the crash mat is my hand, he runs this way, takes off here, Fosbury flops over it and misses the mat completely, lands like flat on his back and his neck.
Just to get the wind knocked
It's
out of
one of those sounds that I can still hear it now in my mind, like.
That thud.
He's like, I just did what you guys are doing. Why did I miss them? And I was like, you took off way too late.
On the wrong side of the.
It was just golden, yeah. Anyway, yeah, that's my William story for the week. So what were we up to before we got into that?
Weddings.
Oh yeah, weddings. So yeah, she's invited us to her wedding in Pingdong, which I think, because I filmed the wedding in Jianghua, I filmed a lot of footage there. And then I film her in at the Aboriginal wedding. I think I can get a really good video out of it, like the difference between a traditional wedding and a Pingdong wedding, or an Aboriginal wedding. Because the Aboriginals drink.
Like crazy.
They drink like a lot. So it must be fun for us to go. And they're more warm, I think, more friendly, I think, to foreigners than Taiwanese people.
Yeah.
Like what happened at the wedding on January 1st. You walk in. Her brother is like the what would you call it?
Pallbearer.
They're the ones who carry the coffin.
Oh.
Paul Bearer. That's a wrestler from the 1990s. That's Undertaker's manager.
Oh.
Paul Bearer. What do you call it? You're in the right ball.
Best man.
No, the
Ring holder.
what are they called? The people who
Priest.
guide people to the.
They give her away of the.
No, bloody hell, I can't remember. People are probably screaming at the screen now. And he met me and he was like, "Are you Alan?" I was like, "Yeah." And he's like, "You're on table 10." And you go and sit on table 10. And it was me and Olivia and then 8 other people. You don't even talk to those 8 other people.
Yeah.
You're all eating at the same table and like drinking wine, and you're like, okay, you're like cheers with everyone, but there's no conversation. Even you can see like this couple and this couple, or these 3 people are together and they're having their. So it's like a really weird feeling. Whereas if that's a Western wedding and you get on the same table as like some, I don't know, some the high school friends combined with the university friends. You'd all like
Yeah, come together.
come together and like tell stories about the couple, and there's nothing. There's no speeches. There's no throwing of the bouquet or anything. It's just eat, listen to someone sing. The bride comes in, goes out, changes her dress like 3 or 4 times, and then that's the wedding done. And yeah, you have to give $2,000 in a red envelope.
Yeah.
And then she messaged me on Tuesday. She's like, are you at home? I was like, yeah. She's like, I need to come and see you. I was like, oh, okay. I was thinking like, the wedding, the marriage is off. She needs a bit more Alan in her life.
Yeah.
She's like, I just need to meet you for like 5 minutes. I was like, oh, okay.
I
can do it in 2.
I
Twice. And anyway, she pulled up at my house and she had a box of cookies for me. So like the people who give red envelopes then get an extra gift for the red envelope. So, but yeah, that's the wedding story.
Are we still going to Kaohsiung?
Yeah, I'm keen to go for Chinese New Year.
Sweet. Yeah.
Am I invited?
Yeah.
I haven't spoken to Gloria about it.
Yeah, she asked me if you wanted to come.
What's the plan?
We leave on the 21st. I think we're only going for 2 days or something. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
She asked if we want to be part of like the whole family dinner stuff, and I was like, yeah,
oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I gotta film something. I don't know why my brain is just empty. This whole weekend, I just feel like I've done. I mean, it did work. I just didn't feel like it's enough. I don't know.
That's okay. You don't have to work. I've worked like an animal for the past like 2 or 3 weeks, but then I know the Chinese New Year is coming, and I've got like 5 videos in the bank basically, like or almost already done. Mm-hmm. I'll tell you a really interesting thing. I don't know if I told you already. I went to film this Polish girl because I'm basically copying off Lucas, because Lucas is smashing views, but it's not because of Lucas. It's because of
he's also doing 2 videos a week.
Yeah. But if I was only doing interviews, I could do 2 or 3 videos a week if I just worked the whole time. Because interviews are the easiest thing in the world to edit. You film someone for 45 minutes to an hour, have a set list of questions that flow into each other, and then you just pick out, and it's just like edited. The subtitles takes longer than editing the video. So, oh my God, look at that girl's shorts.
I don't think you could legally call those shorts. That is like a working woman.
Denim underwear.
That's a working woman. That's a lady of the night.
Yeah.
Out at 2:30 in the afternoon or whatever it is.
So anyway, I went to film this Polish girl, and we had like a really good vibe. Like we just connected with each other and like had a really good laugh filming the video. Anyway, and then as I was editing it, I got a phone call from the agent. She's like, Alan, do you know any Polish people? I was like, yeah, I just interviewed a Polish girl yesterday. And she's like, oh, do you think she'll mind being in a video? I was like, yeah, I filmed her in a video yesterday. She's like, what video? I was like, I'm just interviewing her about her life in Taiwan. And then the agent's like, okay, the Polish embassy or whatever it is, the Polish, what do they call it, High Commission? Mm-hmm. They're entering the Taipei International Book Exhibition in January and February, and they want a video from a foreigner about Polish people. I was like, I interviewed her, I've got a video done. So she was like, send me the questions. And she's like, okay, you just need to put a 30-second clip in about the book exhibition, and you'll get paid for it. And I was like,
genius.
Amazing. It was just such a coincidence. It was like
the stars aligned.
Yeah, like I've done this.
So do you feel a lot better than last week?
About my channel?
Yeah.
No, even worse, because the video that I was expecting to get like 100,000 views got like not even 20,000 views yet. Like did you watch the video with Lauren and Eddie?
Yeah. I commented on it.
Yeah, I know, but it doesn't mean you watched it. I commented on a lot of people's videos and didn't actually watch them. But I thought it was a good concept, well executed, edited quickly and fast. But I don't know whether it's too early for Chinese New Year stuff, or people are sick and tired of just seeing me in a video at the start of a video. But I
think it's too early.
Like it got almost as many views on Facebook as it did on YouTube.
Yeah, I think it's just too early, and on top of that, it could just be like, you know how YouTube just decides to shoot a channel for a few months? It could just be that. Like the algorithm it's like a gun on a Lazy Susan, and we're all sat around the table, and when you just spin it and it just shoots someone.
Like Russian roulette, yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't there a TV show about that?
You think of that 70s show where they spin the camera around, they're all high?
Oh, no. I'm thinking about like... Anyway, so yeah, I'm still a bit like skeptical about my channel and stuff, but it's all down to me. It's all down to me, like coming up with good ideas. Like, if you make good videos that people want to watch, they'll get promoted, I think. But like I showed you, I sent you the video. The click rate was good and the watch time was good. So it was only shown to my followers. It wasn't shown to anybody outside of my followers group. And I can see that because my subscribers went down by like 10 subscribers or something.
Yeah. Yeah, I was talking to Lucas about like his stuff. He literally doesn't stop working. 2 videos a week is a lot.
Yeah, I've done it before myself, but it's...
and he just doesn't stop working, and he's like constantly falling over himself trying to get the videos out and done and finished. And it's like, you know, I told him it was like the scariest thing for me would be going full time and then waking up one day and just being like, I really don't want to do this. And he's like, dude, I say that to myself every fucking day.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, but
I've never had that. I've never had where I don't want to do this, but I've had days where I don't want to work, and then you just don't work.
Yeah.
Which is the best feeling. The best feeling now is like, I haven't been out on a night out for two and a half weeks, and or 2 weeks, and then I've worked every single day, basically at least for like 4 or 5 hours every day, and then I know the Chinese New Year is coming, and I don't have to work. I don't have to do anything.
You're not worried about the inconsistent upload time?
No. I've always been inconsistent. I've never had
a day,
like a consistent Friday night or Saturday afternoon video schedule, and it's I always think like who always tells me that that's the way to do it, because he has people expecting his video at 6 o'clock on a Saturday. Like, he's got people ready to watch his video at 6 o'clock on a Saturday. But then you can't do that if you have sponsors, because sponsors will tell you, no, we want to publish this on the day the event starts, and that then fucks up your consistency anyway.
Yeah.
If I had like 6 million views a month like he's got, then of course we can be consistent.
Comments?
Yeah, let's get into some comments. We got some positive feedback from the video last week.
Yeah. Let's see what...
I wonder what people think of this location. Well, I'm sure they will anyway. But this is where girls, if you're dating a girl in Taichung, she always wants to come here on a Sunday.
Yeah.
Let's go to have a picnic in People's Park. So that's why we brought you here.
I haven't been on a date in a long time. All right. Taj, nice episode, cool location. Dion, yes, I did have a great time there, and it was interesting and fun finally meeting you guys. Matthew M, Chinese New Year might suck, but the podcast location is another winner. We don't have to care about the content.
Just
pick a good
leave
place.
the camera there. Leave the camera there and watch people go by.
Steven, Abel Breakfast. Damn, I missed that. Another good location. Interesting podcast explaining the trials and tribulations of producing YouTube videos. And Prozzy, if you ever wonder when the right moment is to quit teaching and to do YouTube full time, it is when you realize you've just uttered the words, I was cleaning the sandpit at work. Yeah.
Have you got like a date when you're going to finish?
No.
What?
Well, it's in my contract somewhere, but...
When did your contract due for?
August? July.
So like July, August?
Yeah, that's why I should apply for my APRC, but it doesn't really matter.
When's your APRC start? When's your fifth year?
I can apply for it, what's today? In 2 days. But I'll wait till after Chinese New Year, and then I gotta get my medical check. It's such a pain in the ass.
$10,000.
Yeah, that's all right.
Well, got any big balls?
I'll leave the rock and balls party trick jokes to Grumio.
Don't understand.
All right, Bill Clinton. Prozzy, that wanting to be alone after having been with another person for an extended period of time is normal for introverts. People like Alan, being with others just sets the atmosphere. For introverts, it's more like the main event, something that requires a significant amount of attention. And you have to hold that attention for too long, you can burn out and just want everyone to get the fuck out. Yeah, I guess that's true.
I haven't been alone since the last podcast. Like, Karen has been, well, I've been alone, in the daytime when she's at work, but she comes and stays at my house every single night. And I'm like, cool. And on the way here just now, she was like, because she's going to England on Thursday. I was like, she's like, are you gonna miss me when I go to England? I was like, no, I've told you, I'm gonna
fuck off.
I'm probably gonna date with someone. And she's like, do you think we've seen each other too much this week? I was like, 100% we've seen each other too much. It's too unnatural. But like, she's so easy to sit and chill with, and she's like, she's smart. She's she's quite mature, but also I don't want to be her boyfriend. Like, there's no way I want to be her boyfriend. But then she doesn't want to be my girlfriend. But we enjoy company with each other so much. But as soon as she's not with me, I'll message someone else and date someone else. And she said to me, "Do you think we've seen each other too much?" I was like, "Yeah, it's completely unhealthy because we're acting like boyfriend and girlfriend, but we're not boyfriend and girlfriend." And then she's like, "What do you mean unhealthy?" And I was like, "Well, it's going to hurt when I go off for a date with someone else or I sleep with someone else." And she's like, And that was the end of the conversation.
Nice one.
So when I said she's mature and emotional, mature and smart, she didn't have an answer for that. But I told her if she wants to date someone else, she can date someone else.
Yeah.
She just doesn't want to.
I feel like I should have went for a run today or something. My brain is just like flatlined. Fucking hell. I should have done something today. It really bothers me. It's like a waste, you know?
You're doing something.
No, I know, but other than this.
And it's only 2:00. If you were hungover, you'd have only just woken up.
That's true.
The day is still your lobster.
Betty, keyword Chinese New Year sex. I loved Chinese New Year back in Toronto because we'd get 10 to 12 people together and do one big full-on banquet. It was amazing. I miss Chinese food in general and look forward to eating my way around Taiwan. Funny, but I met a lot of young foreign folks, kids in their 20s from Hong Kong, and a few are going to meet up with me when I'm in Taiwan. And the kayak guide on my Antarctica cruise is from Taiwan, and he lives in Taichung. What the fuck?
The kayak guide on my Antarctica cruise. Just drop that in there, just like...
Yeah. He's going home in February, so we're all going to meet up with him to either go kayaking on the East Coast or diving and snorkeling. That might be a good idea for a video. Yeah, have fun. Fuck off. I'm joking. I think kayaking would be quite fun.
We did kayaking.
Yeah, that was shit. But I mean, like, proper kayaking, not through a goddamn swamp.
We made that, like, as interesting as it possibly could be. It was pretty boring until we started fucking about, like, getting toes off people and, like, splashing people and...
Throwing each other into the water. I went in.
Did you go in? Oh, I tossed you in.
Oh.
It's better than tossing you off.
Yeah. Bit of a toss. Greg, I have the Rode Video Micro, the little one. It sounds really nice, but the mount feels flimsy as hell. I'm constantly worried about it breaking it.
That's what I've got, and it's broken twice.
Well, lucky I didn't get that one.
I do wonder about those kind of things. Like, who buys a microphone like that other than a YouTuber? Greg, obviously.
Yeah.
But, like, why?
He makes videos.
But is he a YouTuber, or is he just making them for, like, a hobbyist kind of thing?
He's just a hobbyist, I think.
I mean, I guess it's kind of, like, patronizing of me to assume that, like, someone who just makes videos for themselves wants to make them a good quality.
Yeah?
Yeah, I guess. Because, like, Dion's camera and his lenses are way better than anything we've got. Well,
oh yeah, like
your camera,
Dion's got better camera gear than we do as well.
Yeah, and it's like when I pulled out my tripod to fucking Red's when we filmed the podcast with Dion, I pulled out my like $300 tripod. He's like, "No wonder your fucking tripod fell over on the podcast." I was like, "No, that was my other one, which is $199." And it's like, like Lucas the same. Lucas's tripod is like 10,000 NT, but that does not help his video in any way compared to our $800 tripod.
Not at all. Yeah.
So what benefit does it have other than letting people see that you've got a $10,000 tripod?
I think it's like when you watch reviews and you really see the side-by-side comparisons of different cameras, so you feel like you need to get the best one.
I can understand cameras and lenses. Like, that completely makes sense. Like, once you've got like
I think a lot of it's just peace of mind. Like, I've spent so much money on this, so I can rely on it, and I don't have to worry about like, oh man, should I have gotten the more expensive one? You know?
It's so funny when you say that, because like my ex-girlfriend, the love of my life, she used to always tell, because I used to tell her how much I love her, right? And she'd be like, "One day you will not treat me well. One day, every man does this. You buy something like if you have something expensive, like a Ferrari, you look after it until you're bored with it, or you let it go to shit, right?" And I was like, I guarantee you that won't happen with me. And then about 6 years ago, my car exploded. The engine exploded in my Suzuki Escudo. and I needed it to go and see William because I used to drive to William, and I didn't have enough money at the time, and she bought me a car, and not a cheap, like a second-hand CRV, right? And she was like, promise me you're going to look after this car. And I was like, I promise you I'll look after the car. I told you, I'm different to other guys. And then eventually, me and her...
Did you really believe it when you were saying it?
Yeah,
or was it like 100%
it was like,
con artist?
It was the most beautiful car I've ever had. Like, I've had a brand new car, I've had an Alfa Romeo, I've had that Vauxhall Coupe, but this came from her, and it was like out of love for William, because she knew that I needed to drive, because I used to drive to William every Sunday morning at 8 o'clock in the morning. Now, of course, I could have taken the train, but then getting the train at that time would have been like 2 or 3 hours journey to get from door to door.
Yeah.
So she knew I needed a car. So I remember thinking like, fucking hell, I think the car was 120,000 NT, and which is not a crazy, it's not like a BMW 20,000 US dollar car.
It's not nothing though.
Yeah. And I was just like, I can't, the concept of someone buying you a car doesn't happen often, right?
Yeah.
It's not like you either work for it or, so I was like, fucking hell, that's the best gift, the most amazing thing I've ever, and it was my first ever,
Hatchback?
like, no,
SUV?
SUV, yeah, like Scholuze, and I was like, it's fucking beautiful, it was leather interior, it was like, and then eventually my relationship with her got fucked up because I didn't really cherish it, like, again, like she said with the Ferrari, and then eventually after me and her broke up and I didn't need the car anymore, the car just went to shit and got infested by rats, and I was like, am I that kind of person that just doesn't look after things that are valuable to me?
But they're not valuable to you.
Yeah, and like, God, that's such a deep concept, right? Like, this is a really misogynistic thing to say. We've mentioned it before. Joe Rogan said it, like, for every supermodel in the world,
It's a guy tired of fucking her.
there's a guy that's bored of her, and it's like, no matter what you've got or how much you value something, eventually it loses its value and becomes either ordinary or worthless to you. And I was like,
I know there's some guys with like, you know, a 1970 Chevelle in the garage that
they've nurtured and looked
and
after.
they like take it out on the odd Sunday, you know.
Yeah, so that's what I mean. I'm obviously, I don't think I'm that kind of person. Like, I had like, she bought me a bike, like I can't remember how much it was, but not a cheap bicycle. And I would go outside and I used to look after this bike and go cycling, and then I'd send her photos of the rides that I was on and stuff, and like, again, I was like, I'll look after the bike and then I let the bike get stolen. Like, I didn't lock it up outside my apartment and it got stolen.
Yeah, I think I'm somewhat similar, in this, and like I just, like I look at couples who are like genuinely happy together, and I'm like, how the fuck, after all these years, you're like genuinely happy and smiling.
Yeah, but there's definitely like behind closed doors, and
Yeah, that's true.
it's like we always joke about Grant. Grant is like the happiest guy in the world, loves his kids and loves his wife, but
he probably goes home and
he's going to put a shotgun in his mouth at 45.
yeah, people are taking photos of us, or it could just be the massive park behind us. Could be that.
You fucking narcissist. Yeah. In fact, she's zoomed in on. She's on mega. Nah, she's even getting like the rest of the park is. We're the starting point of a beautiful panorama.
Yeah. El Tongo Austracio says, just copy what the super successful Japan YouTubers like Chris Abroad do.
Yeah, I read that comment and I want to talk about that. It doesn't work for Taiwan.
No one gives a fuck about Taiwan.
His audience is primarily Western.
I think it's like 90% Western.
Yeah.
There's no Japanese subtitles. There's very little Japanese language being spoken. It's
Yep.
all Western audience. People care about Japan. People want to go to Japan. People are curious about Japan. Japan has a lot of cultural exports. Japan has a higher tourism rate. There's more things for people to see. It's probably around the same price as Taiwan to come to for tourism.
Yeah.
Taiwan has none of that. I know the people like you guys are watching this podcast who obviously are curious about Taiwan and want to come.
But that's a niche.
But even Dion, like when I was talking to him, I haven't put out this footage yet, but he was like, yeah, it's all right. It does not, it's like,
It's not mind-blowing.
He won't admit he was disappointed. I think he kind of knew what he was getting into. But at the same time, it's not
mind-blowing.
that exciting. You're going to come and have an okay time. Nothing's going to blow your mind. And I don't blame people for not caring about Taiwan or not wanting to come. There's nothing to care about.
Yeah.
You know, it's a very working culture. People go to work and they go home and they fucking, you know, eat dinner with their family and they go to bed. Like, there's nothing wrong with that.
Like, what's that's that area of Tokyo where it's super busy, like Shibuya,
or Shinjuku.
something like that. And it's like, what's the closest thing we've got to that is Ximending,
Yeah, and even that,
and it's not on the same level.
not even close.
Yeah.
So, yeah, there's nothing wrong with it, but Chris Abroad just has, like, if you explored some abandoned building like you did with PewDiePie in Japan, like millions of people watch that. If you explored some abandoned building in fucking Nantou,
Which you did.
oh yeah,
You did it with your subscribers, that little village. Like a really interesting.
yeah, but no one gives a shit though.
Yeah.
You know,
I took Dion there too, and Dion was like, "Yeah, it's really interesting," but like,
it's not Japanese, so I don't care.
I asked that girl the Polish girl I interviewed on Tuesday. I asked her. She said like she was learning. Her teacher said you can either go to Japan or Taiwan. And I said, what? So why did you choose Taiwan? Her answer is so funny. She's like, well, at that time in Poland, all of my male friends, they watch a lot of hentai porn. And I thought Japan is a perverted country, and I didn't have any stereotype about Taiwan, so I chose Taiwan. So it's like, I chose Taiwan because Japanese people are perverts.
Yeah, it's what I say all the time. Like, everyone knows what Taiwan isn't, which is China.
Yeah.
No one knows what it is.
Yeah.
No defining features. Someone will yell at me in the comments and do your
No,
worst.
I think they kind of agree, but they definitely have like an interest in Taiwan. There are people that have an interest in Taiwan.
No, they don't. Yeah, but they couldn't put their finger on what exactly that is. Most people are interested in Taiwan because they're so against China.
Yeah.
So, well, what do I support? I support Taiwan. Why?
Because I don't support China.
Yeah, but what about Taiwan do you support other than the fact that it isn't something? You know what it isn't, and that's great. What is it? There's nothing.
Yeah, I agree with that sentiment. Yeah.
You know, so fine. Take your moral sword and swing it about. But you're not standing on any ground that you care about.
Yeah.
I fucking hate that shit. Like, I'm getting over a cold. One of my buddies, Marco, is going to X Cube here in Taichung, which is a club. And they've been all over the news because they're not allowing white males into their club because of Alan. And so he's going to go and try and get in.
Yeah.
With the same guy, this is just random coincidence, that sent all those emails out at my old work.
Oh, God.
Took my thing. Anyway, so he's going and he's going to film it. He's going to film him hopefully not getting in. Well, he did last night. I haven't asked him about it. And then he's going to sue the club. And I'm like, dude, you just walk into Taichung City infested with gangsters that own all the clubs.
Yeah.
And you're going to start legally fucking with them like that? It's like, I just couldn't believe. And then he owns an apartment in Danshui. And I guess, and this one sounds kind of fair, he's like, yeah, I had to like call the police and get him evicted. I'm suing him too.
Some people just are very litigious.
It's like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
So I don't know, there's just sort of this moral, and yeah, it's right. It's definitely racist to not allow people of a certain color into your business.
Yeah.
But there's just something about that. I don't think anyone, that, they might repost it or retweet it or whatever, wow, look how racist, but no one's actually going to do anything about it.
No one cares that much.
Yeah. It's not like they're not letting black people in. That would be ridiculous. That would be horrible.
That would be terrible.
The
yeah.
outrage. Grumio, great topic and location. A video on the lowliness of a foreigner in Taiwan over Chinese New Year is definitely a topic Prozzy can approach with his honesty. I'm actually looking forward to being in Taipei for Chinese New Year. See how that goes.
Good luck.
My bike will be much safer, and I don't mind waiting for...
My bike?
What? Yeah, what does he have, a motorcycle? Or a scooter? I'm actually looking forward to being in Chinese New Year. Oh, I missed that line. With everyone visiting family, exploring on my bike will be much safer. Sorry, I missed that line.
Okay.
And wouldn't mind waiting for the, something singing...
Where is it?
The Chinese.
Oh, Shouxi Luguan. Motel.
Okay. Don't go to a motel. We already learned that with Dion.
Yeah. you get kicked out at 12 o'clock every day, and
Yeah.
you have to check back in at 9 o'clock.
Yeah. Would it not make sense to release the collab videos on your own channels and just alternate each week the channel it's on instead of starting a new channel from scratch? Alan's,
We were talking about like releasing Alan and Prozzy videos on Alan and Prozzy channel.
Alan's idea for one of the videos is great. I think doing the videos as challenges against each other would be a good content. Things like Alan's idea of who can travel the furthest out of Taichung without spending a penny could do a challenge where you. Oh, he's listing the ideas. Could do a challenge where you set a budget or get a decathlon sponsor and see who is the better camper and has a more comfortable night. Or some Top Gear style video where you buy the cheapest scooter you can find and attempt a trip around the island, which we kind of did. Unlimited potential and going halves on the camera would make it so much better. I won't joke about Koo's future video. It's low-hanging balls. I mean fruit. Yeah. Yeah, I wanted to do that where we could buy a scooter, but it's surprisingly not that easy to buy cheap scooters.
Facebook Marketplace has like 5-6 grand ones.
Yeah, that's true. I have to pee and blow my nose really bad.
Okay.
Should we end? Do you have more stuff to say?
No, that's it. Just wanted to have a nice chat in the park.
It was a lovely little day. I'm happy I got outside. My apartment is so dark. Like there's no windows, and it sucks waking up and being in the dark. It's so depressing.
That's the first thing I do when I wake up in the morning now is open up the curtain and get like the
actual natural sunlight.
Yeah.
Like I was talking to Lucas, and he's like so sick of Taipei because
Yeah.
it rains all the time. There's no sunlight. You don't want to go outside, and it's so
Yeah.
depressing. It's
This
like
is
England.
perfect.
This is lovely. Yeah. Perfect weather.
Haba, thanks for joining us, guys.
Yep.
Let us know if you prefer these kind of daytime podcasts or the evening ones. And we'll be back next week. Give you a look around the park quickly. This is where we are. Code word.
Your mum? Lizard in the park.
What's his name? Who's the famous lizard?
Puff
Zuckerberg.
The Magic Dragon.
Zuckerberg.
Oh. Zuckerberg.